Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Uomabeauty and I dream about beauty, makeup and lifestyle. If you've been part of my family for the last 3 weeks, I don't think it's up to a month, but let's just say give and take 3 weeks to a month. Thank you for coming back. I love you guys. Thank you. So today's tutorial is going to be on how I achieve my flawless full coverage foundation routine. One of the things I enjoy most about makeup is skin. I enjoy, creating a flawless skin finish, whether it's having a more natural approach or it's full coverage, full glam. I just always make sure that I try my best to achieve a flawless base. So yeah, if you would like to see how I achieve that, if you'd like to see how I achieve my full coverage foundation routine, keep on watching. So the key to a flawless foundation finish or foundation routine starts from your skin prep. If you're new to makeup and you're wondering what skin prep is, skin prep just means skin preparation. Just means what you do to the skin to prepare it for what's about to come on it, if that makes sense. So however it is that you prepare your skin, how you lay your bed is how you're going to lie on it. How you lay your skin is how the foundation is going to sit on it. And your skin prep, that's where your moisturizing comes in, that's where your priming comes in, that's where if you like illuminators and all those powders and all those jazz, that's where all of those comes in. You will not properly understand what to do in terms of skin prep if you do not even know what skin type you have or what your skin is. So that's something that you need to observe, that's something that you need to study. That way you know, okay, what kind of moisturizer, what kind of primer, what kind of setting spray, or what to even do or how to even go about your skin prep. Alright, so I'll be starting off my skin prep with a little skincare. Now, one thing people don't know is the condition of your skin actually helps how your makeup looks. Now, skincare is essential in makeup. I almost lost words there. If you really want your makeup to look even more flawless, you really need to take care of your skin. Skin prep isn't just all about moisturizing and priming and all of those things. That's why you see makeup artists, bridal makeup artists, before they even start all the foundation and all that, like the actual makeup on the bride, there's an extra care that goes into the skin, into preparing the skin, the pampering, the face mask, the exfoliating, the scrubbing, the massaging, all of those things. It might look like extra to you, but the truth is all those things actually help in making the makeup turn out flawless. So I can't stress it enough without talking too long or talking too much. But the truth is, take your skincare seriously. It actually really helps your skin look better for makeup. So I'm going to start off with using this toner from Tears, and this will just help take out any extra dirt that might still be lurking around on my skin. My skin is cleansed at the moment, and this will also help with my pores. So I'm just applying this with a cotton ball and I'm taking this everywhere. The next up is moisturizer, and I'm using this one from Tilbury. And when I first started using this moisturizer, I didn't see it to be like a product that's blew me away. However, I can't lie that the fact that I've been using it regularly, I actually like how it feels on my skin. To be honest, I think it's worth it. Now, somebody might be asking me if their body moisturizer can also serve as a face cream. Well, if it works for you, go ahead and do it. If you've always done it and you've not had any issues with it, well, go ahead and do it. However, I just think it's not, in terms of even skincare, I don't think it's entirely ideal to use what you use for your body for your face. The skin on your body is tougher than what's on your face. So it's just cool to just get something that's ideal for your face. If you definitely have oily skin, you can't use the same moisturizer that somebody that has dry skin will use, because their moisturizers is meant to actually give them proper hydration. So if you go ahead and use that, it might just be too much for your skin that's already oily. But it doesn't mean that because you have oily skin you should not moisturize. Every skin type must use a moisturizer. Moisturizer just helps to soften your skin and balance the condition of your skin. So if you have oily skin and you think that you have to skip moisturizer, you're only doing yourself a lot more harm than good, because once your skin is rid of moisture, it automatically just produces more oil, and that's what you don't even want. So yes, get a moisturizer that works for your skin. A good moisturizer out there for oily skin is one from Neutrogena. I think it's called their oil-free moisturizer. I don't have it right now, but I'll probably look for it and send a picture. I also have one from Embryolisse. So here it is. This is one from Embryolisse, and it's good for people with oily skin. It's called their Motion Hydra Matte. So if you have oily skin and you're looking for a moisturizer to get, this is a good one. One moisturizer for oily skin that I like again is this one from Body Shop. This one has tea tree in it. So if if you have oily skin that is acne prone and you don't react to tea tree, this is also another good one to get. It's very mattifying, and it's suitable for people with oily skin. So having said that, now let's go to the next step. The next step will be using this Lancome Genifique eye cream. So eye cream isn't something that I used to use. I only recently started using it. It was gifted to me. However, it's a good thing to actually use eye cream, especially when you're getting older. It just helps with keeping that eye area moisturized, and some eye creams are actually target like dark circles like I do, and wrinkles and all that. So yeah, if you're getting older, even if you don't have all those things, it's just cool to start using one now. It helps. So if you don't mind it at all, it will be a cool thing to invest in an eye cream. So I'm just going to apply that with my ring finger and then just spread it over my eyes. So next up is primer, and I'll be priming with this one from Smashbox. If you've not seen my video on primers and you're just starting off with makeup, please check it out. Like I said, skin prep is actually very personal. You can't prep your skin if you don't even know what you need, and primers are a big deal when it comes to makeup. So yeah, check my primer video out, and yeah, it will help you, especially for those, like I said, you really do not know too much about makeup or primers and all that. As usual, I'll seal all that in with a facial mist, and I'm using this one from Ciciglam. It's called their Cooling and Hydrating Facial Mist. Now, a facial mist isn't a setting spray. I think I'm going to probably do a video, specifically for setting spray. I feel like setting spray is also something that a lot of people do not know. People just feel like, oh, MAC Fix Plus, Urban Decay, blah blah, the setting spray, so they can just use any type of setting spray. Now, no, you can't just use any type of setting spray. Your skin type matters as well too, and the kind of finish that you need matters as well too. I have combination skin which tends to be dry, and I usually would prefer going in with a mist because I need more hydration, I need more moisture. So if you have oily skin, or you have a combination skin that tends to be more oily, and you do not really care for mist or care for hydration, you can actually, and you still want to seal all that products for your skin prep in, like I usually do, you can actually go in with a more mattifying setting spray, like something that just locks everything in for a more mattifying finish. So now that we're done with skin prep, you want to give your face like a good 5 to 10 seconds for all that product to sink into your skin and to work. I'm also going to try to moisturize my lips as well, and I'm using this one from Kamax. It's just a regular lip balm. So I'm not using a sunscreen now because I don't need one right now. It's about 8 o'clock or past 8 right now. However, if you are wearing your makeup during the day, you actually need to use a sunscreen. So this is when your sunscreen comes in. You can either apply it before your facial mist or after. Now that we've given all that skin prep products time to sink into our skin and work properly, we'll be going straight into complexion. And personally for me, I start off my routine or my complexion routine with concealing first, and I usually do that with a stick foundation. Now, I'm not big on orange correctors. Now, if you use correctors, that's totally fine. They do the same thing. It's just a personal preference, and I typically will always go in with my black or gold stick foundation. I deposited all my stick foundations into this casing for storage and durability. I'll just keep out a little bit and apply it on the back of my hands. Just warm it up. So I like to do this because it warms the product up for me before I apply it on my skin. If you've watched my video on glossy skin, I did this same thing. I just really like to do this. I just feel like it just makes the product work better. So I apply this with my hands and I just go over the areas where I have like the discoloration and dark marks and all that. I think I need to move the camera a little closer so you can actually see everything properly. Alright, so now we are personal. So I'm going to turn side by side now so you can see the effect of the concealing we just did. And as you can see, my face is pretty evened out. So next up is foundation, and I'll be mixing these two together. One is from Uomabeauty and one is from Toofaced. The one from Uomabeauty is slightly dark and the one from Born This Way in Maple is a little light for me right now. So I'm just going to be mixing these two together. Guys, I'm a mixer. I'm just trying to run through my personal products before they expire. I'm going to take like 2 pumps of, you know, the Uomabeauty one on my hands, and then I'll take 2 pumps as well. Now I may not use all of these products on my face. I probably would. I feel like it's too much, but you know, let's see. So I'm going to grab my beauty sponge, and the one I'll be using is from Maccosmetics. It's a Nigerian brand, and I'll be using this because then I love it. Guys, I'm thinking of filming a full face using only Nigerian products. So if you'd like to see that, please let me know in the comment section below. So I'm just going to be dipping, you know, my foundation in my sponge, into that foundation that I've mixed, and I'm going to be applying it on my face. It's looking slightly dark, but it's okay. Sometimes I don't have a problem going in with, you know, going with a foundation that is a little bit, you know, darker, because I know I will always balance it out with my highlight. Just have a little bit of foundation on here, just a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to wipe that off. So I forgot to say this while I was applying my foundation. I said this in my glossy skin video. For everything that I apply on my skin, especially my, you know, complexion products, you want to make sure that you are pressing that product into your skin and you're not like, you know, applying it this way, like you're not sweeping the product, you're just, you know, dragging it on your skin. You get a better, you know, application when you press it into, I think it's called press and roll. Secondly, if you are using a beauty sponge or a beauty blender, you want to make sure that your beauty blender is damp, not wet. Damp, not wet. The difference between a damp beauty blender is you can feel it that okay, it is soft, it's swollen, it's soft, water has been there, but when you squeeze it, water is not dripping off it. If you squeeze your beauty blender and you see that water is dripping off it, then it's not good enough. You have to literally keep squeezing and then, you know, get a paper towel and, like, you know, just so that you can take out, you know, the excess water from the beauty blender. So yeah, I just thought I would put that out there because I see some people use like hard beauty blenders sometimes for their makeup. It will not work. That's why you need to invest in a good beauty blender. If you put your beauty blender in water and it does not swell up or increase in size, that's not a beauty blender, that's cocoa sponge. Let me also say this, when you have foundation on your face as well, if you're using a beauty sponge, you want to make sure to first dip the product into that product before going over your face, because sometimes when you go in like that, it's because it's a sponge, this sponge basically just gives you like an airbrush finish. It takes off excess off, you know, the foundation. So if you go in like that without any products, it might just be taking off products off your face that you want. So yeah, you want to make sure that you dip it into that product before applying it into your face. And then if you apply it on your face and then you see that, oh, it's probably too much, you can take a paper towel this way. I'm going to just cut one. You can take a paper towel and then, you know, press the sponge into that paper towel. It will take off anything that might be, you know, excess on it. So the next step right now will be highlight and contour. And for highlights today, I'll be using this concealer from Toofaced. It's their Born This Way concealer, and it's in the shade Warm Sand. Personally, for me, I really do not go too extreme with my highlight and contour. I do not like when my highlight is too bright. I'm not too extreme with all those things, so I just keep it minimal. I just keep it as simple as possible. But for the essence of this video, I probably might go a little brighter than I will on a regular day. Now to contour, I typically never contour my face because I just feel like I do not need it. I just feel like bronzing is just okay for me. Like that warmth is just perfect for me. I don't need the shadows and all that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to try to show you how I will contour my face when I decide to contour. So I'm going to go in with this stick foundation from Colourpop. It's in the shade 197, and the trick with my contour is you want to try to create that line here right from the middle of your ear and then you just want to just drag it down. Yeah, I bring it down and bring it up. I do the same thing on the other side as well, and I just bring it and then bring it up. I don't go too extreme with my contours. And I don't have a large forehead, so I'm just going to put 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe one more here. So now I'm going to take my beauty sponge now, and I'm going to try to blend all that together. And then I'll be taking this pointed point of my beauty blender, and I'm just going to try to blend this out. And then my forehead. An ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So now I'm going to still allow the concealer underneath my eyes sit for a little bit, and then I'll take the back of the area of the sponge that I use for my foundation, and I'm just going to blend my contour out. If you think you can't work with the same sponge, you can definitely grab like a new sponge or grab like a brush to blend out your contour so you do not make a mistake. But yeah, I'm just using a different angle, and I'm using the side that I use for foundation, the flat side, on my contour, while I keep this pointed part for my highlight. So you don't want to mix both together. So I'm just blending that out. So now that our contour is blended out, we're going to go in to that pointed corner now and try to blend out the under eye. Now that's all blended out. You want to try to set all that concealer in before it starts to crease, especially the ones under your eyes. So I first will go in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. The lighter one is medium golden, and this other one is dark. Now I typically never use 2 shades. Like I usually would just go in with dark. That's my complexion powder for all of my face, because like I said, I really do not like it when or at least usually prefer when my under eye isn't too bright. But for the sake of this video, like I said earlier, I'm going to try to make it like a little brighter. So I'm going to be mixing these two to just give me that extra-ness. Just dab into this powder and a little bit into this one, and I take that brush. I'm using a Morphe E49 brush, and I'm just pressing that powder into my skin. And I'm using the same method. I am pushing the product in. I'm not sweeping it. I'm just patting that product into my skin. I'll also bring that powder down to, down around here that I also highlighted, and on my forehead as well. Now that that's done, I'll be going into my setting powder now, and I'll be using this one from Nubanbeauty. I just got it as well, and yeah, so like I said, I'm thinking of doing a full face using Nigerian products. So if you would like to see that, guys, please let me know. I'll just dip in my sponge into that, try to wipe off excess at the back of my hand, apply it underneath there. So typically for me, I don't go in with a lot of powder because the truth is, it's not the amount of powder that you apply that makes a difference or that makes it work. It is the technique or the application that matters. So yeah, I just take a little, like I said, that the excess off, and then I just apply it underneath, where I want extra security. I also do not bake for a long time. I just leave it on for a few seconds and then I dab in all that powder into that area that I have applied it. So it's more of an actual setting than baking. I'm going to be going into my MAC powder again in dark, and I'll be using this Glam Cosmetics brush in YF10. And then just go everywhere on my face. And then bring it all the way down. Now to bronze my face, I'll be using this Fenty bronzer in Coconutty. So yeah, just put this out there. Your contour is not bronzer and your bronzer is not contour. Your contour is always like a tad bit darker. It's supposed to bring back shadow. It's supposed to bring shadow to your face, like bring back dimension. Your bronzer is to bring back life, to bring back color, to bring back warmth. It's supposed to look like a sun-kissed effect, give you a sun-kissed effect. So it is not contour. So I see a lot of people make that mistake. Please, let's be guided. And your bronzer is not highlighter. Your highlighter is not a bronzer. Bronzer, like I said, is to bring back color. Is always to bring back, warmth. Your highlighter is to highlight. You can call that glow. That can pass. But when you call highlight bronzer, you call bronzer highlighter. I don't even know what to say. So please, let's just know the difference. Now, if you didn't know, I just told you. I'm just taking a little bit of Coconutty on my Real Technique brush, and I'm just going to go over the area that I contoured. So as you can see, I don't really go extreme with those contours, but I just keep it quite basic. So now we're going on to blush, and I'm using this one from Cosmetics. I'll be using this shade right here. And I like to bring my blush all the way up too. And now I'm going to set all that with the setting spray, and I'll be using this one from Smashbox. I'm going to go into highlighter, and I'm using this one from 17. Before I go behind the camera to finish up with the rest of my makeup, I just wanted to say a few things about highlighters and setting powders. Now, a lot of people do not know that just the way you can't just use any type of foundation color for your face, like a foundation needs to match, right? It's the same way with your highlighters. The fact that it's an highlighter does not mean that it's one color for all skin types or skin color. Now, I'm going to use this highlighter as an example. No, I'm not saying that this is the ideal highlighter to get. This is the only highlighter that you can work with. I'm just saying I'm just going to use this because this is what is here, and this would help me explain what I'm about to say. Now, you see the way this is made, and you have colors from like fair, light, medium, dark. They understand that one color cannot just work for every skin tone, so they gave us like variety. They gave us like a range. I see a lot of people use highlighters without even knowing that there's some colors or some shades of highlighters that do not look flattering on your skin tone. Now, if you are a much darker person than I am, you're not expected to actually pass maybe the last bottom to, and if at all you probably just want to go like a little extreme, you're not supposed to go past this second to the first one, because if you go all the way down to this very light shade, it's not going to look flattering. It's not going to blend into your skin, like just flatter that complexion. It's just not going to rhyme, if that's a better choice of word. Highlighter should rhyme and sink into the other color you have going on. Like it should not stand out. It should not just be sitting on top of your skin it has to blend, it has to rhyme, it has to sit right. Now, the setting powder, we also have different shades or colors of setting powders. That's why if you check the various brands, you see they do translucent, they do deep, they do, you know, cashew, they do banana. It's just different colors, because they also understand that we're dealing with different skin tones here and different complexions here. So if you're like my complexion or lighter, then you can stick to using translucent. If you're my shade, if you're darker than my complexion, then you really have no business trying any, you know, white or even off-white powder, because it's just too much work for you to do. It's better you just stick with, if you want that brightness, stick to like a powder that is a really yellow, or better still, if you know you don't want that drama, stick to something that is quite, you know, just like a shade or 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. You don't want to go overboard with your complexion products. It just saves you blending time and saves you all the stress, and then keeps, you know, your complexion looking like looking good, pretty much. That's just the word, looking good. So yeah, I just thought I'll quickly put that out there. I'm going to go behind the camera and finish up with the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. And we've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope that it was helpful. Let me know what tips stood out to you. Let me know what tips you've been including in your own foundation routine. And guys, let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel. I'll be in the comment section below to answer any question whatsoever that you might have for me. And please guys, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. This means a lot to me. Please. I'll see you in my next one, guys, but till then, stay beautiful, stay safe. Bye guys.